So this is the image, as I mentioned, that we'll be coloring today. This is a stamp called Paper Doll Marci Happy, and it's a rubber stamp. It also comes in the digi version, but I just wanted to show you for those of you who are not familiar with our stamps. It's a rubber stamp and it's already on the cling mount, so all you'll need to do is peel off the backing and adhere on your acrylic block. Hi Diane, how are you? Barbara, you're here, awesome. So one of the features on our rubber stamps on the packaging, first of all, it has the colored image on the front of it for your reference, and then on the back piece, right here on the packaging, it says it has the QR code, and if you have on your phone, you'll need to have the app to scan it. The one that I use is called Crafter. It's actually spelled with Q-R-A-F, Crafter, like this. And when you scan it, it will show you all of the colors that were used, that I used to color the image for the front of the packaging. The image on the packaging is a little smaller, just for your reference, and this is, as you can see, this is the size of the actual rubber stamp. So for today's tutorial, I have my image already on the paper, and the paper that I'm using is called Express It. So it's Express It. And this is my favorite paper to color with Copic markers. If you have any questions, I have my computer up, so you can ask me while you're watching, and I'll try to answer them. I'm going to use these colors for the skin tone. There are different ways to color, and it's always good to see how different people color, to learn and to find your way. I color from light to dark. So I'm going to start with can you guys see it right here? E000. And I'm going to use the brush tip here, and I'm going to use the side of the brush for the bigger areas, on the image. So for Marci's face, I'm going to sit my marker down, and I'm going to simply slide it on the paper. And this is my main layer, just the base. So I'm not worried about it being even at this point, just giving it the coverage. Hi Dina, you're making everybody jealous being on vacation and on the beach right now. That's so awesome. Okay, so my second color is E00, and with this color I'm going to put under her hair, a little bit on her ears, and you can see how I'm turning the image so it's comfortable for me to apply my strokes. And with this layer I'm just going softly, just brushing over for the shadows under her dress here on her legs. And my next color is E21. And I'm going to go over the same areas, but I'm going to apply less ink. So closer to the stamp line, closer to her hairline. And then on Marci's ears. And I don't go, if you notice, I don't go over the whole line on the bottom of her face. I'm just leaving this area untouched, and I'm adding the shadows on the sides. A little bit on Marci's neck, then on her arms again. I try to go as close as I can with my camera. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. And I usually start coloring with the skin tone. Now my next, the darkest color is E13. And again, I'm going to go over those areas, but now really close to the hairline and on the sides. I'm just building up my layers at this point. We have 23 people right now. This is awesome. My table lamp is going in and out, so it might get darker or lighter at some point. Okay, so I used 4 colors so far. I started with E00, 3 zeros, E00, E21, and E13. Now to blend them, I'm going to go in reverse. So I'm going to go back to my E21. And I'm going to go with the soft strokes and blend E13. I'm not blending it out, I'm just blending the transition, the line between E21 and E13. And you can see I'm still going with the soft strokes here, just bringing the color in. Now my next color, E00, I'm going to do the same thing, just coming out more or in to the center of the areas. And now with my first color, with my base skin tone E000, I'm going to work in flicking motion, but I'm going to sit my marker on the side instead of holding it up. So these are wide strokes, wide flicks. And I'm going to flick from the darker area into the center. And this is to blend all of the transition. I'm not concentrating, I'm not staying for too long on the darker areas because I don't want to blend them out. I still want to have my contrast. I just want to have smoother transition in the color. So that's it with that. I'm going to work on the blush now. For the blush, I'm using 3 colors, R30, R20, and R21. I'm going to start with the lighter. The lighter one of 3 of these is actually R30. And I'm going to apply blush in the flicking motion. So I'm going to start with the side of Marci's face and flick it to the center. And then I'm going to add darker colors. So R20 next. And a little bit of R21. Just short strokes here. And then I'm going to go back to blend. So I'm going to pull it with R20 and then add more of R31. This is the lighter color. And now I'm going to go back to my E000, to the base skin tone. And I'm going to blend the blush into the main skin tone. Like this. So the last thing for the skin, I'm going to use E04. This is the darker color. So you only apply that when you are finished with all of the other colors on the skin tone. And this is just for the to darken the shadows, and it creates more contrast and adds more interest to your image. So you don't have to go everywhere, just in those areas where the shadows would be darker. And you can probably see how much difference this makes already. going to put some on Marci's arms. The paper doll images are pretty simple, but that gives you so many opportunities to work with color. And as you can also see, the image is pretty big, so you have a lot of room for blending and things like that. So now skin tone is done, and we're going to work on the hair. I'm going to do the same thing as I did on the image for the packaging, so we're going to do black hair coloring. My to-go colors for black hair are actually not black colors, but BV, which stands for blue violet, and I usually use BV 31, 23, 25, and 29. In this case, because I wanted more of the highlight and she is such a fun image, I'm actually going to use blue color as my base color, which is going to end up being a highlight. So with this color B01, I'm going to add it pretty freely on those areas where the highlight is going to be. So that's easy, right? Everybody can do that. Nothing to be scared of. And again, I'm going to color from light to dark. I'm going to start with my BV31, and to color hair I'm going to use flicking motion again, but now I'm going to hold my marker as upright as I can. I hope you guys can see it. I put the camera right over the image, but I'm holding my marker as upright as I can, and I'm going to lightly touch the paper to create flicks. And I'm going to start where her hair would part right here at this point, and go from the center into my highlight. And then on another side, and you can see I'm kind of bending my strokes to follow the shape of the head, so that will create more of the 3D effect. And now I'm going to go from the side. Hi Trudy, hi Eric. And turn again. And as I mentioned, don't be afraid to turn your image, because this is how you're going to create the dimension, by following the strokes, following the shape. And the other thing is that, as you notice, I flick towards me. Some people flick out. So you'll have to practice and see what works the best for you. Hey Nancy. Trudy, you're not too late, and you can watch it later, the replay. So this is my lighter color. I hope you can see it on the video. It is pretty light. So this is what I have at this point. Now the next color is BV23. And I'm going to do the same thing. Try to follow the shape of Marci's head. And I'm building up the colors at this point. So you can see already how the flicks make the hair look somewhat natural, I guess, and pretty. And you can see the highlight. Hi Martha, you found it. I said it was in the page, not in the group. I hope not many people are lost. Coloring takes time, but it is very enjoyable. It is a therapy in a way. So when you go to color, you go to your La La Land, right? So the next one is BB25, and I'm doing exactly the same thing. But you should be able to see all of those previous colors between your strokes. So the colors blend and then they show between the colors. So there's a lot of variancy and it adds interest to the image. I'm gonna try not to close my highlights too much. So I still want to have that blue showing. And as you can see, I'm also making my strokes different lengths. Hi Jennifer, hi Leanne. Thanks Marta, fantastic. I'm not sure, but I'm trying. I know some people can do really skinny flicks. It also depends on what color you're using. Like this color really comes out wider, and it also depends on how full your markers are. Okay, almost there. Now my last color. Hi Susie, BB29. And this is pretty dark color, but it will make huge difference. See how Marci is coming to life already. Pretty. You can always go back and fix certain areas if you're not happy with it. Add more the darker color for contrast. Looks pretty good to me. So that blue that we put on the base or the first layer, as you can see now, showing through nicely, and creates a really lovely highlight, especially with all of the other colors around it. So this is pretty much the same way I color hair on all of Marci and Luca and Molly images. So as I said, you can go later and add a few more flakes or darken certain areas. And I'm not doing any kind of blending on the hair because I like keeping the flakes shown. If I would want to add a little bit more of the blue, I can go over and just lightly touch it up if I want the brighter highlight. And again, I'm not blending, just lightly adding more color. So skin and hair are done. Now let's color Marci's shoes, because this is kind of the same way. I'm going to give her black shoes. So I'm going to add my B01 first for the highlight, and then I'm going to add all of my other colors. And I can do this pretty quick because it's a small area here. So B31 was the first color, now BB31, now BB23. And I'll post the colors, the list of the colors, after the video is done for your reference. And also, if you don't have this image yet, hi Maria, how are you? Also, if you don't have that image yet, I'll post the links on where to find her in our store. So on the shoes, I'm actually going to go back and blend. So I start with my lighter color, edit all of my darker colors, and now I'm just going back to blend it a little bit. Just like that. So that didn't take long. Now I would like to show you how I colored her dress with the design there with little butterflies. So first I'm going to add the blue color, and I'm going to use two colors, B01 and B02. And I'm just going to add a little bit of the color on the outside, kind of like for the shadows. And then I'm going to turn my image upside down, and I'm going to add a little bit color in the pleats here. This is a fun image, so it doesn't have to look very realistic. Can be kind of whimsical. And then with my B02, I'm going to darken a little bit, just for more contrast. And for those of you who follow me, you probably know that I like adding designs to the clothing on my images. And I usually do flowers or a crisscross detail. But on this one, I thought the butterflies fit her very well, because she's happy, butterflies are kind of happy. So once I color or add color to her dress. Hi Henrika, how are you? Oh, we have a lot of people. So now, before I start adding my design, I kind of need to wait a little bit for this area to dry. So I'm gonna kind of shake it to air it, make sure it dry, because if I start putting the color on right now, it's gonna spread, and I want to be not spread. That's the good explanation for that? For the butterflies, I'm going to use two colors. I'm going to use R83 for the wings and R89 for the bodies of the butterflies. And to create the butterflies, the wings of the butterflies, I'm going to sit my brush down like this and see how it creates kind of teardrop shape. You guys can see it? So if I sit my marker down, starting from the tip of it, and then just lay it down on the side, it gives me that shape. So if I connect them, that would create the shape of my butterfly. Or you can go all the way around and create the flowers. That's cute too. So I'm gonna go kind of random, and I'm gonna start and make my little butterflies. Is it fun? And you can do as many or as little as you want. And for some of the butterflies, you can do them just the sideways, so just two wings like this, and then we'll give them the body. So I'm trying to do the top wings larger and the bottom wings smaller. And once you gain more control of this, you can make them, the whole butterfly, smaller too. And some of them I'm going to put closer to the seam, so not the full image, just the partial image. That just makes it look I think, more realistic. I'm gonna add a few more. Where was I? Just adding some on the outside to have more balance to it. So that's it. That's for the wings. And then I'm going to use my R81 for the bodies of the butterflies. And I'm going to try to keep my marker straight at this point. And I'm just going to go in the center like this. And the ones on the side I can go curved. One way or another, whatever makes sense to you. And fun. Does this look like butterflies? And then I'm going to use, again, I need to let this dry a little bit, and I'm going to add final details with the white gel pen. While I'm waiting, I'm actually going to use my R83 and add a little color into her heart right here, into Marci's heart on her face. And then I can go with my white gel pen and add little details on the wings and on the bodies of the butterflies, just for fun, because she's happy and we want to make it fun and happy. So I'm just adding little dots on the bodies and little circles on the wings. And that's it. That was, I don't know, I don't even know how long it took, but I don't think it took too long. I think for my next video I'm going to make a card with her. That would be good, with some of our new stamps and some of our new dice. I'm gonna see what comments you guys have there for me. If there are any questions, you can ask me now. I should do more coloring videos. Oh, Maria, thank you. Beautiful voice. Okay, but you like my accent. I'm just reading your comments right now. Oh, you guys make me happy. Okay, I think this is all for now. Again, I'm going to put the links to Marci image, to the rubber stamp, and to the DJ of her under the video, and I'm going to list all of the colors that we used. Bye, ladies. Love you all. Till next time.